You know that feeling, that little knot in your stomach when you think about money.
Mm.
Doesn't really matter if you just got paid or, things are feeling a bit tight. It's just there, like this tricky relationship we all seem to have.
It really is. Sometimes you feel great, other times. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's amazing how many people feel that way, right? Like across the board.
It is remarkable, isn't it? That kind of background hum of unease around finances.
Yeah.
It really points to something deeper about how we relate to it.
Yeah. And that's kind of what we want to get into today, this idea that maybe, just maybe, changing how we feel inside about money first, that could actually shift things externally.
Cultivating a sense of, well, enoughness, possibility, even before the numbers dramatically change.
Exactly, before the big lottery win lands or whatever.
Well, that really raises the question, doesn't it? How much of our financial situation is the external, the job, the economy?
Right.
And how much is, our internal landscape, our beliefs, our emotions about it all?
Because it's not just the spreadsheet, is it? It's the whole story we build around those numbers.
Absolutely.
So let's explore that today, the human side. And maybe find some, practical ways to build a healthier, maybe even more peaceful connection with money.
Okay. Well, the very first step, really, in changing any relationship is you just have to notice what's actually happening.
Right, awareness.
Yeah. Think about it. What's your immediate gut reaction when money comes up or when it comes in?
Okay.
What do you feel, like, physically? A bill arrives. Do you brace yourself, hold your breath?
Or maybe relief when the paycheck hits.
Or relief, yes. Or maybe there's a tightness somewhere, a little knot.
It's almost like we try not to notice sometimes. Like, who wants to zoom in on that little pang of anxiety looking at the bank balance?
Yeah, true. It's uncomfortable. But that honest self-awareness, that's really the starting point for understanding the dynamic you currently have.
Okay, so step one is tuning in.
Got it. Just observe, yeah. When money comes in, what thoughts pop up? Is it great security? Or is it more like, phew, okay, but how fast will this go?
Oh yeah, that fleeting feeling.
And when money goes out paying for things, groceries, rent, what's the feeling there? Resentment, lack, or maybe sometimes a sense of value exchanged.
It's like being a detective for your own internal money weather.
That's a great way to put it. Noticing the sunny spells and the thunderstorms.
Okay.
Because once you start noticing those patterns, those feelings, you can start tracing them back.
Ah, okay. To where they started.
Exactly. And that often leads us right to what we call your money story.
Money story. I like the sound of that. What does that mean exactly?
Well, think back. Your childhood home. What were the messages about money? Spoken or unspoken? Did your parents argue about it? Was there always a feeling of, we can't afford that? Or is it more stable? Did money seem like a source of stress or ease?
Yeah, you just absorb that stuff, don't you? Even if it wasn't direct lessons about budgeting, it's the feeling around it.
Precisely. Maybe you heard, money doesn't grow on trees constantly. Or perhaps money was never discussed at all, like it was taboo.
Right. Or seeing parents work incredibly hard but still seem stressed about bills. That sends a powerful message too.
It absolutely does. And the key thing is, our past isn't just history. It's often actively playing out in our present financial lives, sometimes completely under the radar.
So these early experiences create, like, invisible scripts.
That's a perfect way to describe it. Invisible scripts we follow without even realizing it. If you grew up feeling there was never enough, you might find yourself recreating that feeling of scarcity or anxiety as an adult.
Even if, objectively, your situation is different now.
Exactly. Or maybe money was a huge source of conflict you witnessed. That can leave a really deep imprint on how you handle finances in your own relationships.
It's like inheriting financial blueprints you didn't even know you had. And if they're designed with fear or limits,
then it makes total sense why you might feel stuck or stressed today. So understanding that story, piecing together those early messages and experiences, that's a huge step. It helps you see why you might have certain tendencies now.
like maybe someone who felt deprived as a kid ends up overspending as an adult, trying to fill that gap.
That's a classic pattern. Or the opposite, someone becomes overly frugal, almost hoarding money out of a deep-seated fear of lack, even if they have plenty. These beliefs act like invisible ceilings.
Wow. Okay. And sometimes they're really hidden, you said.
Definitely. Someone might have unconsciously absorbed the idea that, say, having a lot of money makes you greedy or somehow bad.
Uh-huh.
And even if they're not consciously thinking that, that underlying belief can actually sabotage their own efforts to become more financially secure. Because deep down, they don't want to be that kind of person.
Yeah, that's really profound. So becoming aware of the story, seeing how it shaped beliefs, that's the key to starting to rewrite it.
It's a massive part of it. Awareness is the first step to change.
Okay. So where do we go from there? How do we actually start writing a new chapter then?
Well, the next piece is interesting. It involves actively cultivating generosity and gratitude.
Okay. Now, I can already hear people thinking, generosity, but I feel like I'm barely making ends meet.
Right. That's the immediate reaction for many. How can I give anything away when I feel like I don't have enough?
Yeah, it feels counterintuitive if the bank account isn't looking full.
But here's the thing. Abundance isn't solely about the dollars and cents. It's
Yeah.
also very much a state of mind, an internal feeling.
Hmm. Explain that a bit more.
Think about it this way. Even when finances feel tight, you still possess other valuable things. Your time, your skills, your attention, your kindness, your energy.
Okay.
Being generous with those things, non-financial assets, can actually start to shift your energy and, strangely enough, create a feeling of abundance within you.
So it's less, I have nothing to give, and more, what can I offer right now?
Exactly. You know that person who's always willing to lend a hand, share what they know, or just offer a kind word, even if they aren't wealthy?
Yeah, totally. They just seem resourceful,
Yeah.
giving.
Right. And that spirit, that energy, it's kind of magnetic. It builds connections, goodwill. Often it leads to unexpected opportunities or support coming back in return. It's like you're signaling enoughness even before the money flows.
I can see that. That person who brings the good energy, volunteers, shares advice, people want to be around them, help them too. That internal richness really is a form of currency.
It really is. And right alongside that generosity comes gratitude.
Okay. Appreciating what you have.
Yes, but really feeling it, even for the small things. Shifting your focus intentionally from what you feel is lacking to what is actually present in your life right now.
I know gratitude is generally good for, like, happiness, but how does it connect specifically to the money picture?
Well, when you actively practice gratitude, you're essentially telling your brain, hey, there's good stuff here, there's enough. This helps counteract that scarcity mindset, that constant feeling of not enough.
So it makes you more open, less focused on the fear.
Exactly. More receptive to seeing opportunities, recognizing the resources you do have access to. It's about acknowledging the flow, even the small flows.
It's like training yourself to spot the positives, the haves, instead of just the have-nots.
Precisely. And it can be simple, like when money does come in paycheck, a small refund, finding a dollar on the street, actually pause for a second, acknowledge it, maybe even a mental thank you.
Okay.
And even when paying bills, try reframing it. Instead of just feeling the drain, maybe focus for a second on gratitude for the electricity, the housing, the food that bill represents.
So being more present with the in and out flow of money and trying to bring appreciation to it rather than just, dread or indifference.
Exactly. That shift in perspective can be surprisingly powerful over time.
Okay. So let's kind of pull this together. We started with just noticing, becoming aware of our actual feelings and thoughts around money.
The gut reactions.
Then digging into our personal money story, understanding where those feelings and beliefs might have come from, often from way back.
Right, those inherited blueprints.
And then this idea of actively cultivating generosity with time, skills, energy, not just cash, and practicing gratitude for what we do have.
Yes. And all of this points towards the central idea that our internal state, how we feel and think about abundance, really does influence our external financial reality.
It's like that internal feeling of enough can actually help create more enough on the outside.
It creates a different energy, a different way of operating in the world. When you feel more internally abundant, you're maybe more likely to see opportunities, to take positive action, to ask for what you're worth. It can become a positive cycle.
And the key takeaway seems to be that this isn't about flipping a switch overnight.
Oh, absolutely not. It's vital to remember this is a process, a journey, not a destination.
Yeah, like any relationship, really. It needs ongoing attention.
Exactly. There will be good days, maybe some backward steps. It's about consistent awareness, gently challenging those old stories and making small conscious efforts towards that generosity and gratitude. Progress, not perfection.
That feels much more manageable. So for everyone listening, it's really about starting small. Maybe just noticing one feeling about money today, or thinking about one thing you're grateful for financially.
Precisely. These are practical things you can start weaving into your life. Reflect a little on your own story. What messages did you receive? How do you react physically when you spend or receive money? Find one small way to practice generosity or gratitude today.
It feels empowering, actually, knowing that even these small internal shifts can make a difference over time. We have more agency in this relationship than we might think.
We really do. Which leads to maybe a final thought to leave people with.
Yeah.
What if you started thinking about money not just as numbers or transactions, but almost like, well, like a relationship you're in, like it's another person you interact with?
Huh.
Money as a relationship.
How might viewing it that way change how you approach it, how you treat it, how you talk about it? Just something to mull over.
That definitely shifts the perspective. Wow, lots to think about there. Thanks for breaking all this down. My pleasure. It's important stuff.
See you soon.